I'm Emily Mashak, and you're listening to Tuned into NoCo, Town Square Media's show that lets you know what matters in NoCo. I'm talking today with Amy Pezzani, the CEO at the Food Bank for Larimer County, and Jan Touslee, the co-founder of the Nappie Project, about an upcoming open house that is going on Monday. So thank you all so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Glad to be here. Thanks, Emily.
Of course. And now, before we get into the open house, I want to talk a little bit about each of you. I'll start with you, Amy. How is the food bank doing right now?
Well, I think we're doing pretty well, considering the last year. I mean, of course, hunger has made its way into the news as a top priority across the country. And we know that when the pandemic started, many people lost their jobs. Some of those jobs may not ever come back again. Some of those jobs have come back, but people still have had to cope with not having those jobs for a while. So we are continuing to serve the needs throughout our community in both our food share locations, mobile food pantries. Right now, we have a summer feeding program going with 66 sites throughout Larimer County. And of course, we're serving more food to our nutritious network partners than we ever have before.
It is always great to hear about the impact that the food bank is having on our community. And now, Jan, can you tell me a little bit about the Nappie Project and what inspired you to found it?
I'd be happy to. So the Nappie Project was the first diaper bank in Northern Colorado, and we were founded officially and became a nonprofit in late 2015. Before that, I was a very happy volunteer at the Food Bank for Larimer County in the Loveland Food Share, and I volunteered 2 mornings a week. So in 2015, someone brought in a package of diapers, and I said to my colleague doing intake, "So what do we do with these?" And he said, "Well, just break it open and let's hand some out." And so I thought, well, maybe I could take them home and package them. And I did take them home. I was given permission, and I looked up diaper need. And I have to give you a little context here because my entire profession has been child welfare and child protection and working for Larimer County Human Services, but I had never heard of diaper need. And that gives you an idea, Emily, of how shame-based it is and how hard, how difficult it is for families to say, "I don't have enough diapers for my child." They equate not having enough diapers to not having enough food. And so I learned about diaper need when I took those diapers home, and I learned about the National Diaper Network, Diaper Bank Network. And so I started bringing diapers to the food bank. They let me do that. And so my Tuesday, Friday shifts became diaper day. And after my husband and I had packaged and distributed about 11,000 diapers, we thought it was time to start a nonprofit. So that's how the Nappie Project was born. It was born at Loveland Food Share. And our first year, we distributed 65,000 diapers. Last year, we distributed almost 300,000. And in April, we surpassed 1 million diapers. So the need is out there. And diaper need is officially defined as the lack of a sufficient supply of diapers to keep a child clean, dry, and healthy. And in our communities, 1 in 3 families experiences diaper need.
Wow. Well, it is amazing that you were able to recognize that need and spread awareness about it through our community. And now the food bank is acquiring the Nappie Project. What does this mean for both of your organizations?
Well, I can start. So obviously, the Nappie Project has been an excellent partner to the Food Bank for Larimer County for a number of years. And if I am correct, I believe about 80% of the diapers that Jan collects actually are distributed through our 2 food share locations. So in essence, she is a nonprofit collecting diapers for the sake of us distributing those. And the balance of the organizations that the diapers go to are already partners of the food bank for the most part. So Jan approached the food bank about sort of a partnership, kind of dipped her toes in the water to see if we'd be interested in taking over the Nappie Project sometime last fall. And it really was the right time for us to think about that because first and foremost, space is a huge consideration when taking over the program. We need a place to store the diapers. And as of April 30th, we stopped leasing out part of one of our locations. And now we have that space available to us for our program. So we knew that was going to be coming, and that would be a big piece of the puzzle that we had to solve. But other than that, we also have the staff in place as a well-established organization to be able to take over the things that Jan, as a volunteer, is doing herself. So the fundraising pieces of that, the community outreach pieces of that, communication about the program, and of course the distribution and volunteer support. We have all of that in place. So it really made sense for us to talk this through. And once we did, we brought it to our board, who fully supported us working with the Nappie Project and Jan to acquire their organization. And that change will be effective July 1st.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's difficult for me to express the gratitude that we feel for this opportunity, because the food bank is, as Amy said, our largest point of distribution. And we take about 5,000 diapers to those 2 locations every week. And often we run out. And the reason we run out is that logistically, as an all-volunteer organization with 3 separate storage units and no vehicle of our own, we just couldn't keep up with the demand, which increased by 40% after COVID or during COVID. So this was a tremendous opportunity for us. We also believe a couple other reasons make it really wonderful and a really good partnership. One is we always felt that the food bank was probably the place where we best met our target population. It's also a place where people trust where they're coming, where they're met with dignity and respect. And that's not to imply that with our other partners, they're not, but this is a place that people are used to coming, and they feel comfortable coming, and they feel welcome there, and they know that their basic needs are being met. So for us, this is a perfect opportunity for people to come to one place and get their food needs met, their diapering needs met, in a way that holistically contributes to the health and the self-sufficiency of a family. So it couldn't be a better match for us. And when we look at our families who may be struggling for transportation, they can get what they need in one trip instead of having to make 2 trips. So all around, it makes sense for us. It makes sense that people come to a place where their needs are met, and where they feel confident, and where they're comfortable, and where they're used to going.
Well, it is so exciting to see these 2 organizations coming together. And I know you have an open house coming up to share a little bit about what that means to the community. How can listeners attend, and what can they expect from this event?
Well, I think they'll see, for us and for our volunteers and for our partner agencies, they are going to be awestruck, because they will see all of our inventory and everything that we have in one place, with room to organize, room to pack, room to have larger wrap sessions, because what we do is repackage our diapers into smaller packages for ease of distribution. So they're going to see an opportunity to convene in larger groups to be able to more efficiently and effectively package and distribute the diapers. And they're going to see this as a terrific opportunity for the Nappie Project.
I also would add to that, that even though the legal parts of the acquisition aren't effective until July 1st, we have been able to start some of the behind the scenes pieces of that. So Jan was previously storing diapers at 3 separate locations. And just earlier this week, we were able to consolidate all of those diapers into this one location where we will be having the open house. And I think it's important for those partners that we serve to understand that they're still going to be able to have their needs met and do it at least as easily, if not easier than they were before, because of the space that we have.
I just wanted to add that one of the things that prior to this acquisition, the food bank not only was a place where we distributed, but without their help and support, we would not have been able to meet the increased demands that we experienced in the last year, because where we were did not have a loading dock. And we were able to, through the generosity of the community and some grants to purchase large shipments of diapers, but without the food bank sharing their loading docks with us so that we could receive these large shipments, we would not have been able to bring that amount of diaper into the community. So they've been terrific partners in a lot of ways already. And this new location has loading docks. We'll be able to continue to do that. I mean, it's just a great opportunity and a win-win all the way around as far as we're concerned.
Clearly, from this interview, both of these organizations are so impactful on this community. But in the years that you've been working with the food bank and the Nappie Project, how have you seen it really impact the Northern Colorado community? Do you have any personal stories that have stuck out to you throughout the years?
I can start there because I have been the CEO of the food bank for Larimer County for 17 years. And so I have watched many things change in Northern Colorado. I have seen the need increase during the Great Recession. It never went back to pre-recession levels. And then, of course, COVID hit. So the need sort of escalating again. But from a story perspective, one of the things that is always so incredible to me is that no matter where I go, if I have on my food bank hat, my food bank shirt, my name tag, my name badge, any of those items that identify that I am affiliated with the food bank, inevitably, I will have somebody ask the question, "Oh, do you work at the food bank?" And I'll say, "Yes, I do." And that person will say, "Oh my gosh, I can't thank you enough. The food bank supported my family through a time when I really needed it." In one instance, I was having a meeting with a donor, and a gentleman stepped in and said, "Oh my gosh, you work at the food bank. I want to tell you how much I appreciate your support. My family moved here. I didn't have a job. I used the food bank, and now I'm actually starting my own business tomorrow." And so I get stories like that, whether I'm at the grocery store, one at Home Depot a few months ago about a young man who we had helped him sign up for SNAP benefits. He had had a father pass away last summer. He was trying to put himself through college with 2 jobs, and he was just having a difficult time. So we were able to help him. So that's what I would tell you, is that our impact is wide and it's deep. And there are so many people that have used us for a period of time in their lives just to get by, and then end up returning as a volunteer or a donor.
That is awesome. And how about you, Jan?
Well, I will tell you, and Amy knows this, when I was volunteering, I would always say to people, which was always true, that my 2 days at the food bank were the 2 best days of my week. And I can't wait to get back and have time to do that again. But also by volunteering at the food bank, I had the opportunity to have firsthand experience of the recipients of the diapers. And so I would see the looks on the faces of parents when I would say to them, you can get a package of diapers for your child each time you visit. And sometimes they would break down crying. I would see the little children when I would hand them a package of 12 diapers, and they would clutch it to their chests like it was a gift, like the best present they had ever received. And I can tell you that none of my 5 grandchildren would have ever done that with a package of Huggies. We used to hand out response cards to people at the food bank, and our partner agencies would as well. And it just simply said, "This package of diapers means," and people would write things like, "It means that I cry less. I worry less. It means that I can buy shoes for my baby. It means that my baby won't have diaper rash anymore." And one simply said, "It means that someone cares." And for me, that is what we have been able to do. We've been able to raise awareness in the community, like I needed my awareness raised about diaper need, that it exists, that it's real, that it has a terrific psychological and physical and emotional impact on families. And as they became aware, and as we meet that need, we've been able to help families feel better, be healthier, build community, and destigmatize diaper need. So I think we really have begun to make a difference. And that, for me, is the important impact, and that we can continue to do so.
Well, thank you both for sharing those stories. And now I'm sure there are listeners hearing this who are wanting to get involved, maybe donate, volunteer with the food bank and the Nappie Project. How can they do that?
So, in terms of contributions for either program can be sent to the food bank for Larimer County. And if someone, wants their contribution to go toward diaper need, they can just write that either if they give online or on their check, and we will make sure that those donations are used for that need. In terms of volunteering, Jan, I'll let you talk about that a little.
Well, we are for the next couple months, we're going to continue with the process that we had in place, which is we have a Sign Up Genius page. So you could go to the Nappie website, or you can go to Sign Up Genius and look for how to volunteer for wrap sessions. And ultimately, we'll transfer over so that all the volunteers can simply use the food bank volunteer system. But for now, we're sticking with ours. We also have some drop-off locations in both Loveland and Fort Collins and in LaPorte. And those are on our website currently now, which is the nappieproject.org, so that people can see where they could drop off packages of diapers. And anybody that is interested could also hold a diaper drive and collect diapers, which we always appreciate, because about 30% of our diapers are donated, which is fabulous and a nice representation of our community. So there's information about holding a diaper drive on our website as well.
Thank you again, Jan and Amy, for taking the time to share with me today. Is there anything else you would like listeners to know?
I think there is this, and I hear it a lot. There's this myth of the cloth diaper. And I think it's important to let people know, because they're often surprised that if you are putting your child in daycare, you cannot put your child in cloth diapers. And for women to get back into the workforce, for single women to support their families, they need to have their kids in daycare. So they need access to these diapers, and they are very expensive. And so I think sometimes there is a myth around, well, why not just use cloth? Not to mention that cloth diapers can also be very expensive and hard to manage. But it is an imperative, if you're putting your child in daycare, to have these diapers. And so it's a very important need.
I am so glad, Amy, thank you so much, because that is a question that we get a lot. I use cloth diapers. People say, I raised my child. Well, daycare centers do, as Amy said, require disposable diapers. And 1 in 4 families report missing school or work because they did not have an adequate supply of diapers. And oftentimes our families, even if they wanted to use cloth diapers, don't have access to laundry facilities. Many laundromats do not allow families to launder dirty diapers. So you have that. The other thing that also I think is a surprise for many people is that there is no federal or state program that subsidizes the purchase of diapers. So SNAP, WIC, they do not cover the purchase of diapers. So our families are out there trying to purchase diapers. And incidentally, both Kimberly-Clark, which makes Huggies, and Procter & Gamble, make Pampers, have indicated that they're going to raise their prices, the retail prices of diapers, significantly in the next, I think one of them is going to do that in the summer and another in the fall. So our families are going to be hit again with another cost increase. So it's a real challenge for our families. And if we want our economy to recover and we want people to be self-sufficient, then we need to supply them with a very simple little thing.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate you both for taking the time, and I know we are so happy to spread the word about this cause.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Again, that was Amy Pezzani and Jan Touslee talking about how the food bank for Larimer County is acquiring the Nappie Project. Learn more at foodbanklarimer.org or thenappieproject.org.